Hey folks, my name is Rob and I'm on the marketing team here, and this is Ranjit. He's our certified public accountant CPA. We are Mock Accounting, and we help small businesses with their bookkeeping, their taxes, their tax reduction planning. And you could just outsource everything to us. We're based out of the Houston area. We help businesses across the United States, but we really love helping people in the greater Houston area. We have ties to every community there. And what we want to do real quick here is dive into our pricing. So if you're watching this video, it's on our pricing page, or if you're on our YouTube channel, or if you're somewhere else, what we want to do is talk a little bit about what we've done. And Ranjit, why don't you just introduce yourself real quick? How long have you been in business for? You're a CPA. Just do a real quick touch on who you are and what you've been up to.
Sure. I started my firm in October of 2019, and it was a great time. It was right before COVID hit. And yeah, and basically after that, we just hit the ground running, started helping a bunch of businesses that were struggling during COVID. We got them through, and now we're after COVID and helping people save money in their taxes.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. And I've gotten to know you really well over the years here, or over the last year. And I just know that any small business folks, connect with us here. We will help you reduce your taxes. That's what we want to talk about. So when it comes to pricing, if you go up to our website here and you hit on the pricing tab, you'll be watching this video on this actual page. But we're going to go over two things. And first, what we want to talk about is what is all included in our service. So when you come to our homepage and you scroll down here, what you're going to find is a little section that says what's included in our outsourced accounting model. And really what this is we're not your typical accountants, and we're not expensive. It's actually an excellent value, kind of as a staff replacement. We'll do your books, we'll do your bookkeeping. I want to hit that. But when you work with us, we're not just trying to do your tax return. And that's because we know that business owners can build a more profitable and more scalable operation, whether you're a contractor, an HVAC professional, maybe you're a real estate agent, maybe you run a solar business. We have a ton of solar businesses. Or even if you're a web designer or a graphic artist or a marketing company, we can help you reduce your taxes. And here's what's all included in what we call our outsourced accounting model, okay? So the first thing when you come to us that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at your tax returns and your bookkeeping. But when you become a customer, we're going to clean up your books and establish a pristine chart of accounts. You're going to have finances as good as the big dogs. And we're going to make sure that you don't have problems waiting to pop up in your face, IRS risk. We're going to make sure that things are done right. And that's hard sometimes. There may be a cleanup project that we do. It may be that your books are all right, but we'll get you set up in our system and done excellently. The second thing that we'll do is we're going to create what's called a tax reduction plan. And that's just our term for diving in and trying to find ways to mitigate your taxes. There are a host of opportunities for a small business to dramatically reduce your taxes, and that's Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, income taxes. We want to find ways to do that. Then the second thing is we'll actually implement your plan. Folks, this is a huge difference between us and a lot of tax planners out there. There are tax planners that'll charge $2, $5, $10, $20,000 for a tax plan. They'll use a program called Corvi. You get this big old sheet that looks neat, and then they're like, oh, and if you want me to do it for you, I can help you. When you come on board with us as part of just who we are and what we do, we're going to make sure we create a good tax plan for you once you get signed up, and then we're going to implement it for you. We're going to help you set up those S Corps, maximize your S Corp. If that's right, we're going to help you identify, and we can't set everything up for you, but we're going to make sure that this does not, just throw sand in your gears and cause your business to slow down. We're going to make sure that you can stay efficient and we don't waste time. So that's a huge thing. We create a tax reduction plan. We implement the tax reduction plan. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that your books are done promptly every month. We're going to make sure that things are reconciled so that you have good information at your fingertips. And that serves as the foundation for our tax reduction planning. Because we do the bookkeeping and we're not just an everyday bookkeeper or an amateur bookkeeper, we're a tax accountant bookkeeper. Because of that, while we do your bookkeeping, that will feed into our CFO level guidance and our tax reduction planning. Long story short, when you have revenue spikes, And when you have new things that you're trying to do, you have to play offense. All the good, meaningful tax reduction planning needs to occur throughout the year, or at least before the end of the year. Sometimes we got to buy trucks right at the end of the year, Christmas presents for everybody. But if you're not getting proactive guidance in and out, it gets really hard to actually manage your cash to do the things that reduce your taxes. We do that for you. The next spot here is that we talk about providing CFO level guidance. We know that most business owners are trying to scale their business. We understand that what you want to do is maybe not become super huge, but generally speaking, most of our customers that we work with, almost everybody we meet, are trying to scale their business and try and scale the profitability, become more profitable, and we'll help you with that. And that means connecting periodically throughout the year. Then what we do is we ensure that your tax payments are up to date throughout the year. This is huge. No longer will you and your spouse be wondering, am I going to owe $10,000 this year? Am I going to get a giant refund? We're going to make sure that you're paying in through the payroll system your taxes, both your Social Security, Medicare, and your income taxes, so that you end the year without having a big old tax bomb go off, but also making sure that you're not giving the IRS a free loan. We don't want to get money back. We don't want to have to pay it in. We want it dialed in. And there's adjustments. Sometimes there's times where we're a little over and a little under. That happens, but that's a huge thing. We're going to try and take that anxiety out of your life and help you be shrewd with your cash. And that's how we help you there. And then the last thing is we do your tax returns. So we'll close out your books at the end of the year. We'll make sure that you have great financial statements that make sense for you and your lenders or whatever else you're trying to do. And then we'll do your tax return. And because we've been doing the bookkeeping, because we've been paying in the taxes according to a tax return, it's easy. So if you book a consultation with us, you'll see throughout the website here, we'll do a tax analysis. We'll look at your tax returns. We'll look at your bookkeeping. And now let's talk about pricing. So we're on the pricing page. How do we do that? You'll see on our site, we're trying to make sure that you understand exactly what we're trying to do. And there's even a little blib here that talks about saving $900 a month in part-time staffing. We did the math just to say we save your time or your team time. Not only that, but if you use us, you're not going to have to hire, we call our Patty part-timer. You're not going to have to hire a part-time bookkeeper or even a mid-term or a full-term bookkeeper. Now, as you scale, you'll probably need an in-house staff person to handle some things. But as we go here, our monthly cost ends up being very nominal. If you were to hire somebody 8 hours a week, and if you were to pay them about $30 an hour, that ends up being about $900 a month in part-time staffing. So that's costs you won't have to incur, which is really good. So here's how we do pricing. So we kind of have small, medium, and large. And essentially, we try to craft a monthly retainer, and everything we do is our outsourced accounting service. And what we know is by doing your taxes, your bookkeeping, and everything all at one spot, we're going to save you time. You're going to enjoy not having to coordinate between multiple providers. You're going to have a vendor reduction. There's only our team if you ever have questions. And by the way, because we're doing the things together, we get to provide better tax planning, and your bookkeeping's done better and your tax return's done easier. And it's all done for a simple monthly fee. But essentially what we'll do is we'll just take a look at the number of accounts you have going, how many transactions you have, how many employees that you have, because we'll help you with all sorts of things with your employees. Payroll becomes a little bit of some of the ways that we help, or at least coach and teach you how to make your life easy. But we'll take a look at what you have going. And then our goal is to find a good match for both of us. We want you to be a long-term client. We want to work with a small group of business owners and help them really well. Ranjit, what would you add when it comes to our pricing and our system and how you approach this and your team, just to help folks understand your heart when it comes to the pricing here?
Well, the big part of the pricing and it's usually it's like the idea is that we have a great tax plan. It's like, okay, well, this is what we charge, but a lot of times we be able to minimize that fee by a lot of our tax plans. So you're probably going to even gain some. So we don't consider ourselves as an expense item. We consider it as a way for us to put us into the income level. So you're like, oh, I'm paying this much. we'd be able to put you into, and now we're no longer an expense. We're more of an income driver.
Yeah, it really is true. We always laugh. It ends up being a wash, or you usually gain because of how much more
Yeah.
efficiency and how much tax savings we generally speaking will find for you. Sometimes we have businesses come across and they're set up pretty well. And really what they want is a more integrated service so that they don't have to waste time and money. But folks, we'll help you mitigate your taxes and build tax efficient wealth. We'll help you establish pristine financials. We'll do your bookkeeping for you. We'll keep your team productive. You'll be more efficient. And then the last thing is, we'll help you mitigate your risks. We'll do your tax return really well. Ranjit's a CPA, and he has a competency level that is quite startling, actually. And our little team will make sure that things are done really well. Not only that, but we put our hat on and say, if we were part of your team, what would we do to reduce taxes, to reduce risk, and to be wise to help you pursue your goals? If you like the idea of doing that, go to our website here. Just book a consultation. We'll take a look at your tax return. We'll take a look at your books. We'll come up with a plan, and we're pretty generous with it. It's a game to us to try and find ways to reduce your taxes and try and find ways to help your business. We're fairly generous with things when you get started. And I think you'll love working. Our clients, we have great relationships with our customers. You're really going to like it. So go ahead, book a consultation. We'll take good care of you.